Ready, Phantom?
Ready, Keg.
Let's go! Oh, hey, it's time for the TBBAP show. Everybody watch, come on, let's go. TBBAP!
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of TBBAP.
Two best brothers bitch about ponies.
I'm Keg Standard.
I'm Phantom Horn, and this week, I don't know. What about Discord?
What about Discord? What about him?
What about him?
I didn't find out anything
What about him?
him.
Episode?
Now,
what is it? What's the secret?
The savvy viewer may realize, as I did because I'm so smart, that this episode is very similar to What About Bob, which is clearly where it gets its name from.
Was it?
Yeah, and
I don't really remember What About Bob that much.
I remember hating it.
I remember really hating it because I felt really bad for the main character.
Me too. It's funny. He kind of reminds me of our dad, the main character who's tortured by.
Yes, good old Gold Standard.
Gold Standard.
That gruff but lovable. That gruff but lovable deli shop owner.
Yeah. So in What About Bob, it's about just a dude and like this guy just kind of shoves his way into his life and sort of makes friends with like his family and friends, and the main character really hates him and wants him to go away, or more and more starts to hate him as it like is weird that he's getting more involved with his life. And actually, on the MLP wiki for the episode, it says right there the title and plot is a parody of the comedy What About Bob.
Okay, first
I don't know
of
if
all,
that's true or not.
I don't trust the wiki.
I'm just saying that I'm not the only one who made the connection.
I guess that is. If it didn't have the title, I would have said that the similarity was a coincidence.
I agree,
but the title is pretty clear.
I thought where did the title come from, and then I
there you go.
Yeah, but
I guess it's a parody of What About Bob.
It's interesting though. The way that I find that most interesting is that in that movie, the main character comes to really hate the Bob in question, and I mean, Twilight didn't.
But this
Discord,
episode ends with a hug.
It does end with a hug, but kind of throughout it, there were. I mean, at first it was strange to me that there was all this animosity for Discord, but I suppose it really was just motivated by jealousy and that continuing kind of, they don't really know Discord that well yet. They get that he's reformed now. It was kind of odd that they were kind of going back to that, but in the end, it felt appropriate. In any case, this episode was not great. It was pretty boring. Did not really enjoy most of the humor. I mean, what was it? Like
here's the thing about the humor in this episode.
Yeah.
It was I'm sure the best part of this episode for the writers was that the whole premise of the episode was sharing all these jokes that Twilight didn't find funny. Therefore, they didn't have to write any funny jokes. They could write deliberately bad jokes, and it was okay because it's thematically appropriate.
I had a little bundle of hope. I know. I had a little bundle of hope in my chest that something in the end would like really, in retrospect, would like make all this stuff amazing and like super funny, and I'd be like, oh man, what a great payoff. It didn't happen.
No, but That's how inside jokes work, though,
true. It's true.
Like, it's not like I find it unbelievable that they would have had this great fucking joke out of a really stupid, unfunny experience. Like, oh, she... Yeah. And I really like the scene where they're explaining, like, oh, well, I saw a snake, but it was actually a hose.
It was a stick.
A stick. And then we ran away from it. From the stick, I mean, or the snake, and like the explanation doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, that's totally believable.
Okay. So the jokes themselves this episode sucked, but that was on purpose.
Though that does not necessarily make for a good episode, but yes, they were on purpose.
I find myself willing to forgive it because I really liked the premise and I really liked seeing Twilight struggle with this.
Yeah, it was good for her.
I thought that the conflict of this episode was interesting, and I was engaged by it. And I just thought it was a solid premise, and it kept me involved, even if the moment-to-moment like dialogue was never that interesting, and also it was pretty thin.
It was, totally.
The premise wore itself really thin, and I found that they were repeating themselves a little more often than I would have liked. Kind of liked. What was
it reminds me of Baby Cakes, actually, is the episode I kind of think of as the closest one to it, in that, you know, it's this one thing, and they're just doing it for 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. What was that? What was that really shitty Discord episode? Wait, there's two. There's oh, it's the one where he catches the
with Cadence.
Yeah, the one where he catches the blue flu.
That
one
sucks.
They end up,
but it's got that John Delancey song, dude. That's a 10 out of 10 episode.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off, you and all you represent right now.
Yeah.
With those words. Anyway, yeah, that episode was a lot of explaining the conflict and restating the conflict. This one had some of that too.
Yeah. Yeah, quite a bit. I did like.
How many times do they say,
you just had to be there.
You just had to be there. Oh wait, why are you all laughing at this joke? Well, you see, we had a great time. I can't believe they all had such a great time.
That happened three times at the beginning.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But it was good though.
The conflict was good. Everything else I didn't.
I liked seeing Twilight so uncomfortable with these feelings, and I liked, even though the jokes weren't funny, in the end, it still was, relatable, and I thought it was cool to see them having formed these inside jokes. It's a thing that really happens. I thought it was funny seeing Twilight left out in the dark and just having to ponder with her, like, what could all of this mean? What's the real story behind all of this? Why wasn't I there?
I too was wondering that. But what I really liked about that was seeing Twilight, with her self-identification as the Princess of Friendship, being like, no, there's no way I'm jealous. I'm the Princess of Friendship. There has to be something else going on here.
Is this the first time she's referred to it as the science of friendship?
I was going to say that was my favorite line in the entire episode, when she called it I have to understand the science of friendship. That was great. I really liked that.
In the past, she's kind of done this sort of things before where, like, she says she really wants to understand friendship,
Yeah.
And it's always a little weird, because it's almost like, we're your friends, but also she wants to sort of put their own friendship under the microscope and, like, pick it apart and understand it.
Yeah, which is cool.
It's a little like weird and, like, coldly detached and analytical, which is fine. I'm not saying that that's bad or anything. But this episode just kicks it right up takes it as far as it go. She's just like, everyone, okay, this friendship thing, I don't get what's going on. We all got to get together and recreate the scenario and perform experiments on our friendship. She's experimenting on her friendships.
No topic is off limits for Twilight's experimentation.
How? It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
If I were subjected to it, I would hate it. But I like seeing it happen.
It's boring and not fun and weird. Yeah. So Twilight there gets convinced that Discord must have put her friends under a spell, because there's no way they could have had this much of a good time with Discord. And I'm just like, what the fuck, Twilight? Do you think he's reformed or not? Would you make up your mind? Do you think he's evil, or do you think he's good now?
We're right off the wasn't Discord's
his last appearance was with
Smooth.
with
Smooth, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, right before that was the one where everyone thought he was reformed, and he betrayed them all.
Yeah.
It's funny, Fluttershy's like, Twilight, you're accusing him of being downright evil.
Yeah.
And I stroked my horn and said, remember that time that he teamed up with the most evil person in the world and sold you all out and was and basically was complicit in the destruction of the world? Do you remember that? When you thought he was your friend and he did that?
But he only did that because he wanted a friend. That makes it okay. It was all for friendship at the end of the day.
I know it's not a problem with this episode. It's a problem with last season's finale. And just how I still can't believe they would forgive him. And so to me, when everyone's hanging out and Twilight's still suspicious in this episode, it's not Twilight being paranoid.
Yeah.
It's her remembering that he basically killed them all.
Essentially, he doomed them all to a fate worse than death.
He doomed them all.
Yep. And he did it for fun.
Never mind. Never mind all that.
It's like hanging out with I'm not going to say a reformed Hitler, but like a reformed SS officer,
a reformed,
just like, a
reformed John Wilkes Booth.
No, he was a hero. He did what needed to be done.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so and just on the flip side of that, seemed like Discord. We find out really did orchestrate these events to exclude Twilight just to fuck with her. And it's like I know he's a trickster. He's a crazy guy who likes to play goofs on people, but this felt really vindictive, kind of like, Discord before he got quote unquote reformed, and it's just like
I guess this is
I don't know. I'm confused.
Just
Feels like
Discord and
backpedaling.
Twilight's relationship that he just fucks with her and makes her feel bad.
I have no problem. I guess
that
it's
what a
like
great
you
what a
just
great
said.
friendship.
I know. I have no problem with thinking that Discord would do that, but I do have a problem, like you said, with him being reformed, and changing and being a good guy now, but he's still doing it. So what's the difference? What was that reformation?
I mean, I don't know. I don't understand anything anymore.
This is the problem with Discord. He's I don't know.
Discord.
I really liked him last episode because he was just like a total nice guy the whole time who was just jealous. But this time he's just being mean for kind of no reason.
I'm trying to wrap my head around what his rationale is. Why he does this?
At the end,
what does he get out of it? I
Literally
know he says that he
making
enjoys.
Twilight
I know he
feel
says
bad.
he enjoys seeing Twilight be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But why does he like that so much?
Okay, well, at the end, he says, okay, old Discord would have done this just to make you feel jealous, but not me. I'm the new Discord. I'm reformed, and everyone just gives him that,
no one.
you serious, dude? Because
none of them.
That's what he did. He did it just to make her feel jealous. And I know that's not, super
I'm just
evil.
saying I don't see why. I mean, last season I was convinced that what was going on was he was sort of seeing through Twilight's facade of friendship,
Which seemed to be the case.
and it was pissing him off that she was acting all high and mighty, princess of friendship, friends with everyone.
She's proved herself now.
But he believed that she was only pretending to be his friend, and he was trying to needle her about that and basically get her to come clean and be like, no, I'm not a real friend.
Remember
but
the last thing that
never
she
ended
did
up.
for you, Discord? She saved your fucking life from Tyrek. She saved your life. She sacrificed
yeah,
everyone she
but-
loved for you. Why are you still fucking with her?
Yeah, and
she's
that
your
never ended
fucking
up-
hero, you piece of shit.
That never ended up happening.
Yeah.
And then he goes and save her life. So you would think he would like her more now, but
Yeah, a
no,
lot.
he's acting exactly like he did before in the Cadence episode.
They're trying to have their cake and eat it too. They're trying to say he's reformed, but keep that asshole thing going on.
I mean,
don't know.
I can buy him being a trickster
Yeah.
and messing with people.
Yeah, but this just
episode-
feels beyond. It feels
This episode
beyond.
he doesn't feel like he's playing a trick. It really feels like he's going out of the way to antagonize her.
That's right. That's
and
right.
I just don't get it.
Why is he?
I wouldn't do that if I was Discord.
He should be all about Twilight. He should be a best fucking friend.
I know.
Jeez. Well, what else is going on?
But in the end, they she's all upset because she missed out on the inside joke. But then in the end, they have a little inside joke. And again, it's not funny.
Yeah,
just like all the jokes in this episode, they're not funny. But
Nope.
whatever, it's not important.
We get it. At the end, Discord wasn't there when she did this weird potion thing, and then that becomes the new meme, and they're laughing about it. And he's like, "I want to be included. Why don't I?" So I get it.
The old
I get
memes,
it.
the old memes are old. The
Yeah.
new memes are what's hip. And it's revealed that all this stuff all comes and goes.
Yep.
It's
Which is
not
good.
that big. It's not that big a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone can see that, and so they're all like, well, hey, let's all just hug and be friends, and
Yeah.
I guess that was pretty good.
I want to give credit to just one little thing, which was the very first scene where Twilight's like, man, Spike, we are going to have such a great weekend organizing our books, isolating ourselves from the world, being bothered by nobody. It's going to be so relaxing. When I heard that, I was like, it's obvious that Discord's just going to fuck up her weekend, and that's going to be the episode.
I figured Discord would show up and distract her from organizing her
Right,
books.
and I thought that was going to be the whole episode, and that was even worse. That was significantly would have been worse.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
That would have been just like the Cadence and Twilight episode.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. And so I'm glad they didn't do that. I guess
that's why that's what I expected.
Yeah.
But
is there anything else to say? Oh, hey, how about when Discord said something when he's in the peanut butter, we got ourselves a sticky situation? Like our friend,
like our old
buddy?
friend.
Yeah.
Our old friend who works at the glue factory.
Yep.
Oh man, what a fucked up guy.
Yeah. In Halloween, he played a goof on everybody by digging up everyone's dead parents and stealing their corpses.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
knows? You know, he really got us good.
But
he really
you know,
got us good.
but you know what? He's reformed now.
That's true.
Just
That's true.
like Discord, he's our friend now.
Yeah.
He still does all that stuff, but now he's our friend.
Yeah.
So now it's okay.
He gave us the glue bottle pendant, which turned into the key, which opened the box of the box of memes. That lets us blast anyone who doesn't get dank memes into oblivion.
Holy shit, we're getting into a lot of TBAP lore right now.
That's good stuff. Feel free to put pen to paper, artists, and make this shit. Make it official. Okay, so anything else to say about this?
I feel there were...
Hey, what about when Discord called Rarity Dearest?
I don't care about
What was up with that? It was weird.
It wasn't weird. Well,
Whatever.
I feel like...
That's a weird name to call your friend.
It's something that Rarity would say, so I think...
Dearest? She's never said... Whatever. I think it's
totally
weird.
say that. Okay, Discord had... Okay, there was at least one, costume that Discord put on this episode that really surprised me.
Sure. Oh, Bob Ross. That was
there
cool.
There was Bob Ross.
I'm a big fan.
I think there was another one that I was really surprised to see in the show.
Pinky was Marty McFly, which was cool.
I remember Pinky being Marty McFly. That one was surprising too.
Mm-hmm.
There were more though.
I thought he was dressed up like Doc Brown, but I think it was just like a generic science costume.
Yeah. I think it was it right before he was Doc Brown? Oh, I feel like there was one.
I don't know, dude. All I remember is Bob Ross.
Oh,
who cares, man?
Whatever. They were
good. I like when they do those things. That's good.
It was he brought a lot of personality, and it didn't feel too out of place because it didn't cut into the narrative at all.
Yeah.
It was just a gag that was happening alongside
that's true.
the narration and
the
plot. Yeah. Anyway,
it's true. Oh, by the way, it was written by Neil Degrasse
Neil deGrasse Tyson,
who's only written. He wrote Princess Spike, which I think was a pretty good episode. This one I think was worse, but I don't know. Whatever.
So I give this episode like a C-, medium C.
I guess a C- feels right. It wasn't like horrible.
No,
but and it was just kind of lame.
I really liked the premise. And I was engaged by it. It didn't bore me or anything, but it wasn't really didn't wow me either. There were a lot of jokes. None of them were funny. I know that was the point,
yeah.
but it doesn't make it any less true.
That's true. I just kind of felt like this episode could have been like 5 minutes long. 10 minutes maybe.
No, I think they probably could have cut maybe 5 minutes off it and it would have been better.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the blue flu episode levels.
That could have cut 22
that
of
they
the
could
23 minutes and
yeah. It wasn't like that episode levels of repetition, but it was still
Yeah.
kind of falling into the same ghetto.
Yeah, I agree. The same ghetto. That's racist. I give it like a C- too.
All right.
That's
there
it.
you go.
So,
what about Discord? It was okay. It was okay.
Yeah, that's it. All right, so let's sound off, Phantom.
All right. Thank you once again to our beautiful, sexy patrons.
Handsome folks.
Megan Hannafin, Christopher Roberts, Matthew Chapdelaine of MetaversalComics.com, Noah Troutman, Crack, Michael Anarelli, the spirit of Wayne Knight from Space Jam, Justin Butler, Jacob Bielski, Reverse Spectrum, Indigovation, Little Tinker, Justin Adams, Angela Durand, Nicholas Schwalb, and Paul Toussaint. Thank you all for another week
of currency.
Another week of
support
of whatever it is you do for us.
That's right. And that's it, guys. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next week with a better episode, hopefully. All right, bye-bye.